Greetings, brothers and sisters. Shabbat Shalom, Simba Salam. I am Brother John, at you with this particular vid on the blessed Sabbath. Sabbatical blessings to one and all. For those that tune in, I want to talk about in this first video lecture about entitlement. Many times in today's world, in this Babylon system, many people of all so-called race, color, gender, whatever, get caught up in some type of entitlement in their mind, in their own personal perception. Maybe it's due to racial issues or gender. Maybe somebody was abused when they were younger, so they feel entitled to mooch, or be selfish, or even manipulate others. And what I have to say about that, how that relates to human relations in general, but also how that relates to the modern day society of our working world. You know, we have to go through all these steps, especially here in the core of Babylon, in this mystery Babylon of America. If we get a government job, we're not self-employed or living off the land. We have no choice because of lack of funds to get a government job, like most of us today. We have to go through steps and processes of applications, interviews, drug screens, meetings of how to be tested, trained to restrain young children that may have disabilities, whatever the job occupation may be or the situation. It's all part of the system. It's all hoops we all have to go through universally. But when one feels entitled because they don't feel like they're getting paid enough money, see, first of all, no matter who you are, you have to be humble. You have to see that your blessings and your finances, or the original source of your life, is not of Babylon because you happen to impress somebody or you happen to get lucky and just get in where you fit in according to the world system. But if you're on that higher divinity, not just knowing of God Almighty, a creator or a higher power, or knowing of Christ, but knowing of Him. And not just knowing of Him, but knowing the true living Elohim, knowing the true Christ within. Okay, that's a whole different platform. And when you know Him, you know you're operating on a higher divinity, a higher spiritual divinity, where the source of your life is not Babylon system or because you impress somebody to work your way up and get that job, but because you humbled yourself. You see, when you're working in corporations, it's dog-eat-dog world. But through the powers of the Most High, you must humble yourself and be grateful that you have a job, whether it's minimum wage or whatever. And that's how you become exalted. That's how you work your way up to a better position, with better pay. So a lot of times people want to walk into a new job atmosphere with this feeling of entitlement and say, oh, I'm not going to do that because they're not paying me enough to do that. And what that does is create a negative tension in the whole atmosphere where other people, whether they get paid as much as you or not, are having to pull your weight along with their own weight. It creates tension and a lot of negative feelings. On top of that, that's not the way to humble yourself and become exalted. You can't tell somebody, your employer or somebody above you of authority, that you're not going to do something for whatever reason. That's not the way to make a good impression. So people that walk around with these different types of emotions or feelings of entitlement are only hurting themselves. You're not getting over on somebody else. You might stress somebody out for a little while, but you're not getting over on them or proving a point. You're only hurting yourself, keeping yourself in somewhat of a slave mentality, and you're going to stay in that lower position of lower pay. So that's all I have to say. And you know I've been there, done that. I'll pray for those who need to receive that message. Yes, there is a big difference in being humble and being a spiritual doormat. We're not meant to be doormats either, but you know, some people will say that and they just don't get humility. Sometimes you do have to bite your tongue. You have to humble yourself and have more gratitude, receive more blessings in life. And that's pretty much all I have to say about that. I want to say sabbatical blessings once more. Shabbat Shalom. Blessed love to one and all. Shalom.